Welcome back, space enthusiasts. In today's exciting video, we embark on an interstellar journey to explore the closest planets that could potentially sustain life. From tantalizing exoplanets within our cosmic neighborhood to the frontiers of habitable zone discoveries, we'll uncover the mysteries and possibilities of alien worlds that might just be within reach. We've always wondered if we are alone in the universe, and as our understanding of the cosmos deepens, so does our quest to find habitable environments beyond Earth. Join us as we venture into the vast expanse of space to uncover the next frontier of potentially habitable planets. But first, let's think about how all this desire to conquer space started. Well, it started with a bloody conflict. During World War II, von Braun led a team of German engineers working on the development of the V-2 rocket for Nazi Germany. The V-2 was the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile and the precursor to modern rockets. The V-2 was used as a weapon by Germany during the war. Near the end of World War II, von Braun and many of his colleagues surrendered to the United States as part of Operation Paperclip, a secret program aimed at recruiting German scientists and engineers. This led to von Braun and his team being brought to the United States to continue their rocket research. After a while, another conflict started, but luckily it was a cold one. The world became divided into two major power blocks: the United States and its Western allies versus the Soviet Union and its Eastern Bloc. This ideological and political divide set the stage for competition and rivalry in various domains, including scientific and technological advancements. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union successfully launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, into orbit around the Earth. This event caught the attention of the world and marked the beginning of the space age. The launch of Sputnik 1 had a profound impact on the United States. It led to a period of self-reflection and prompted the American government to take action. In response to the Soviet success, the United States established the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, on July 29, 1958. NASA was tasked with coordinating civilian space research and development, with a primary goal of catching up to and surpassing the Soviet Union in space exploration. The United States initiated the Mercury program, which aimed to put an American astronaut into space, but the Soviets score again. On April 12, 1961, at the age of 27, Yuri Gagarin made history by becoming the first human to orbit the Earth. He piloted the Vostok 1 spacecraft, a spherical capsule. The mission lasted approximately 108 minutes, during which Gagarin completed one orbit around the Earth. After about 3 weeks, on May 5, 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American to travel to space aboard the Mercury Redstone 3 mission. But the United States embarked on the ambitious Apollo program, which aimed to achieve President Kennedy's goal. Through a series of missions, NASA developed and refined the necessary technology, culminating in the successful Apollo 11 mission on July 20, 1969, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon. This crazy race gave birth to space telescopes. The history of space telescopes is a fascinating journey of technological advancements and groundbreaking discoveries. Let's talk a little about the telescopes that wrote history. The Hubble Space Telescope is one of the most iconic and influential telescopes ever built. Was launched into space on April 24, 1990, aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery. It was deployed into low Earth orbit at an altitude of approximately 550 kilometers, 340 miles. The Chandra X-ray Observatory is a space-based telescope specifically designed to observe X-rays from high-energy sources in the universe. The Chandra X-ray Observatory was launched by the Space Shuttle Columbia on July 23, 1999. It was deployed into an elliptical orbit around Earth, with its high orbit allowing it to avoid the Earth's radiation belts and provide uninterrupted X-ray observations. The Spitzer Space Telescope, formerly known as the Space Infrared Telescope Facility, is a space-based observatory designed to study the universe in the infrared portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. The Spitzer Space Telescope was launched on August 25, 2003, from Cape Canaveral, Florida, aboard a Delta II rocket. It was placed into an Earth-trailing orbit around the Sun, trailing behind the Earth as it orbits. The Kepler Space Telescope was a space-based observatory specifically designed to search for exoplanets, which are planets orbiting stars outside our solar system. The Kepler Space Telescope was launched on March 7, 2009, from Cape Canaveral, Florida, aboard a Delta II rocket. It operated for approximately 9.5 years until the mission officially ended on October 30th, 2018. The James Webb Space Telescope is a space-based observatory that is designed to be the most powerful and advanced telescope ever built. The James Webb Space Telescope was launched on December 25th, 2021, using an Ariane 5 rocket from the Guyana Space Center in French Guiana. It will be deployed into an orbit around the Sun, positioned at a distance approximately 1.5 million kilometers, 930,000 miles, from Earth. These space telescopes, together with terrestrial telescopes, have led to impressive discoveries. The first planet outside of our solar system, known as an exoplanet, was discovered in 1992. The planet, called PSRB 1257+12b, was detected orbiting a pulsar, a rapidly rotating neutron star that emits beams of radiation. The discovery was made by astronomers Alexander Wolfson and Dale Frail. PSRB 1257+12b is a rocky planet located about 2,000 light-years away from Earth. Since then, thousands of exoplanets have been discovered, expanding our understanding of planetary systems beyond our own. So what are the 10 closest planets that could support life? Proxima Centauri b is an exoplanet located in the habitable zone of the star Proxima Centauri, which is the closest known star to our solar system, located approximately 4.24 light-years away from Earth. It was discovered in 2016 and is approximately the size of Earth. Proxima Centauri b orbits its star every 11.2 Earth days and is located at a distance of about 0.05 astronomical units, AU, from its star. Being in the habitable zone, it raises the possibility of liquid water and potential conditions for life. However, more research is needed to understand its atmosphere and other factors that could affect its habitability. Ross 128b is an exoplanet located approximately 11 light-years away in the constellation Virgo. It was discovered in 2017 using the radial velocity method. Ross 128b orbits a red dwarf star called Ross 128, which is about 20% the size of our Sun. The planet resides within the habitable zone of its star, suggesting the possibility of liquid water on its surface. Ross 128b is similar in size to Earth and completes one orbit around its star in approximately 9.9 days. Scientists are interested in studying its atmosphere and potential for supporting life. Tau Ceti A is a potentially habitable exoplanet located approximately 12 light-years away in the constellation Cetus. It orbits around the star Tau Ceti, which is similar to our Sun in terms of mass and size. Tau Ceti A is one of 5 known planets in the Tau Ceti system. While specific characteristics such as mass, radius, and composition are not yet precisely known, it is believed to have a size similar to Earth, suggesting a potentially rocky composition. Tau Ceti E has an orbital period of approximately 168 days, and it falls within the habitable zone of its star. Teegarden Star is a red dwarf located approximately 12.5 light-years away in the constellation Aries. It gained attention due to the discovery of 2 exoplanets orbiting it, Teegarden Star B and Teegarden Star C. These super-Earths orbit within the star's habitable zone, suggesting the potential for liquid water on their surfaces. Teegarden Star is relatively small and cool compared to our Sun. The star's proximity and the planet's potential habitability make them intriguing targets for further study. The exoplanets were discovered using the radial velocity method, which detects variations in the star's motion caused by gravitational forces from the planets. Scientists are actively investigating their atmospheres and potential for hosting life. Captain B is an exoplanet located approximately 12.8 light-years away in the constellation Pictor. It was discovered in 2014 and orbits the star Captain Star, which is a red subdwarf star. Captain B is classified as a super-Earth exoplanet and has drawn attention due to its unique characteristics. The planet has an estimated mass at least 5 times that of Earth and orbits its star at a distance that places it within the habitable zone. This positioning suggests the potential for liquid water to exist on its surface, making it an intriguing target for the search for extraterrestrial life. Wolf 1061c is an exoplanet located in the Wolf 1061 system, which is approximately 14 light-years away from Earth. It is classified as a super-Earth exoplanet and orbits a red dwarf star called Wolf 1061. The planet is within the habitable zone of its star, suggesting the possibility of liquid water on its surface. Scientists have been studying Wolf 1061c to better understand its atmosphere and potential for supporting life. GJ 667cc is an exoplanet located 22 light-years away in the constellation Scorpius. Discovered in 2011, it orbits a red dwarf star known as GJ 667c. It lies within the star's habitable zone, potentially allowing for liquid water on its surface. Classified as a super-Earth, its exact size and mass remain uncertain. With an orbital period of 28 Earth days, GJ 667cc has drawn interest for its potential habitability. The TRAPPIST-1 system is a remarkable planetary system located about 39 light-years away from Earth in the constellation Aquarius. It was discovered in 2015 and revolves around a small, ultra-cool dwarf star called TRAPPIST-1. The system is notable for having 7 known exoplanets named TRAPPIST-1b, 1c, 1d, 1e, 1f, 1g, and 1h. Several of these planets orbit within the habitable zone of the star, where conditions could support liquid water on their surfaces. The TRAPPIST-1 planets are Earth-sized and have varying orbital periods. They were discovered using the transit method, which involves measuring the dimming of the star's light as planets pass in front of it. The TRAPPIST-1 system has drawn attention as a potential target in the search for extraterrestrial life, but further research is needed to understand their atmospheres and potential habitability. LHS 1140b is an exoplanet located approximately 41 light-years away in the constellation Cetus. It was discovered in 2017 using the transit method. LHS 1140b orbits a red dwarf star called LHS 1140. The planet is classified as a super-Earth, being about 1.7 times the size of our planet, and with a mass around 6.6 times greater. It orbits within the habitable zone of its star, potentially allowing for the presence of liquid water on its surface. LHS 1140b is considered a rocky planet, with a composition that includes a larger iron core. Its potential for hosting life is of interest to scientists who are studying its atmosphere and habitability. HD 40307g is an exoplanet candidate located approximately 42 light-years away in the constellation Pictor. It orbits a K-type dwarf star called HD 40307. While not yet confirmed, it is believed to have a minimum mass several times that of Earth, making it a super-Earth. HD 40307g is considered a potentially habitable exoplanet candidate as it is situated within the habitable zone of its star. Even if these planets seem quite close, humanity has not yet discovered the necessary technologies to explore them. But let's keep in mind that from 1903, when the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, successfully piloted the first aircraft, only 66 years passed until the first landing on the moon. This shows how quickly technologies can evolve. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Take care of yourself.